Welcome to today's video on the hidden risk of brokerage account holds and why your broker might seem to be ghosting you when you need them most. We'll clarify what an account hold is, why waiting a week is unacceptable, and how to resolve it fast with a direct, structured escalation. To keep things practical, we'll walk through a step-by-step action plan, documentation checklist, and escalation paths. We'll also include quick quizzes to test your grasp and end with a crisp summary. Now, let's begin by laying out our agenda so you know exactly what's coming next. Here's our agenda. First, we define what an account hold actually means. Next, we quantify why waiting 7 days can be costly. Then, we compare email tickets to live, synchronous support. After that, we present a step-by-step action plan you can follow immediately. We'll add a thorough documentation checklist, discuss escalation paths including supervisors and compliance, and test your understanding with quick quizzes. Finally, we recap the key takeaways. With that roadmap in place, let's move into the context behind these holds. When a brokerage puts your account on hold for administrative or compliance reasons, your access can be blocked immediately. This can happen during identity updates, legal name changes, routine compliance checks, or flags from internal monitoring. The problem is not just the hold itself, but the delay in resolving it. Waiting 7 days with no meaningful update is unacceptable and often reveals a support breakdown. Therefore, you need a strategy that forces timely responses. Before we dive into tactics, we should address a quick but important disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or compliance advice. Brokerage procedures and regulations vary by firm and jurisdiction, and your account agreement governs your rights and obligations. Always follow applicable laws and consult qualified professionals when necessary. With that context established, let's clearly define what an account hold is and how it typically unfolds so you can recognize it quickly. An account hold is a temporary restriction the broker applies that can block your ability to trade, withdraw, or in some cases even view detailed account information. Common triggers include legal name changes, missing or mismatched identification documents, flagged activity from automated monitoring, or periodic KYC and AML reviews. It is important to note that a hold does not imply wrongdoing. Many holds are routine administrative checks. The real risk is the time you lose while markets move. Email tickets are usually batch processed, queued, and handled asynchronously, which makes them inherently slow for time-sensitive issues. This is why we need a faster, more direct approach. To visualize the typical path from hold to resolution, let's look at a process flow next. This flowchart maps the journey from the initial login to the account hold event and then splits into two pathways. The first pathway uses email tickets, which leads to delayed responses and rising opportunity cost before eventually escalating. The second pathway is the recommended route, live contact through phone or chat, leading to an agent triage step. If unresolved at that level, the case escalates to a supervisor and then to the institutional compliance team. At each escalation point, a decision checks whether the issue is resolved. Once documentation is verified, the account is restored. This diagram underscores why synchronous contact is crucial. Next, let's compare asynchronous email with live support head-to-head. On the left, email support is asynchronous, queue-based, and often batch-processed. It signals lower urgency and makes it difficult to negotiate timelines. Messages can be ignored or delayed without immediate accountability. On the right, live support via phone or chat is synchronous and offers real-time accountability. Agents can triage and clarify requirements quickly, and escalations to supervisors are more straightforward. Live channels also allow you to request clear commitments and timelines. Given this contrast, our next step is to outline a concrete, immediate action plan. Take action immediately through phone or live chat. Clearly state that the hold is blocking time-sensitive access and ask for the precise reason and the exact documentation required. Press for time-bound commitments, such as when the review will occur today. If the agent cannot resolve it, request an immediate escalation to a supervisor. If the supervisor cannot resolve it, ask for a handoff to the compliance team. Throughout the process, document names, timestamps, commitments, and reference numbers. If any deadline slips, follow up the same day and repeat your escalation. Retain all evidence, including screenshots, emails, and chat transcripts. Now, to support these steps, let's set target response times by level with an escalation ladder. This table presents a practical escalation ladder. Start with the Tier 1 agent and aim for a response within 15 to 30 minutes, focusing on the reason for the hold, required documents, and a same-day review timeline. If the issue persists, escalate to a supervisor within 30 to 60 minutes and request an escalation ticket and a direct callback line. For compliance, the goal is a same business day verification window and a clear release time. If all internal routes fail, consider an ombudsman or regulatory complaint as a last resort. At all stages, maintain your own documentation of names, times, commitments, and case identifiers. With targets in place, let's bolster your documentation strategy. Your documentation should include the representative names and roles, the date, time, and duration of each interaction, any ticket numbers or case identifiers, and the exact reason given for the hold. Capture the required documents, how they should be submitted, the promised timelines, and who made those commitments. Record any direct contact lines or extensions you receive. Save screenshots of the account status and copies of any emails or chat transcripts. This record becomes critical if you need to escalate further or file a complaint. Next, let's visualize the escalation process as a sequence of live interactions. In this sequence diagram, the user first contacts a frontline agent to report the hold. The agent requests documentation and provides a timeline. If the issue is resolved at this stage, the agent confirms restoration. If not, the user requests an escalation to a supervisor. The supervisor commits to a review and either schedules a release or forwards the case to compliance. The compliance team verifies the documents and provides a release confirmation. Notes in the diagram remind you to document names, times, and any commitments at each step. To understand why speed matters, let's quantify the cost of waiting. This pie chart allocates the impact of a 7-day wait across 4 categories. The largest slice is lost trading opportunities, reflecting potential gains missed or losses you cannot mitigate. The second and third slices represent stress or uncertainty and the risk of illiquidity due to blocked access. The final slice covers direct costs, such as fees or margin-related charges. The takeaway is that time is not neutral. Next, let's plot a simple timeline to see how a hold can compound across a week. This timeline shows how a week-long delay compounds damage. On day 0, the hold is detected and access is blocked. By day 1, a ticket is opened but there is no response. Day 2 brings adverse market movement that you cannot act on. On day 3, margin risk increases. Day 4 shows a second email, yielding only an auto-reply. Action accelerates on day 5 when live escalation finally begins, leading to compliance receiving documents on day 6. By day 7, the release may still be pending, and the key market opportunity has already passed. This progression reinforces why you should initiate live contact immediately. Now, let's debunk some common myths using a quick markdown-style reality check. Let's separate myth from reality. First, the myth that email tickets get faster attention versus the reality that they are queued and lack accountability, while live channels enforce it. Second, the myth that patient waiting is best practice contrasts with the reality that lost time carries opportunity cost, so escalate the same day. Third, the myth that frontline agents can do everything versus the reality that many holds require supervisor or compliance action. Fourth, the myth that there is nothing to document versus the reality that detailed records of names, times, promises, and identifiers create leverage. With these myths addressed, let's test your understanding with a short quiz. Quiz time. The question is, your account is suddenly placed on hold during market hours. What is the most effective first move? Option A, submit an email ticket and wait. Option B, call phone support or start live chat immediately. Option C, post on social media and hope they reply. Option D, wait 7 days to see if it clears. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the correct answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is option B. Call phone support or start live chat immediately. Synchronous channels provide real-time accountability, faster triage, and a clear path to escalate if needed. Email and waiting strategies are too slow for time-sensitive issues. Next, let's test your knowledge of documentation essentials. Second quiz. The question is, Which of the following should you document during every interaction? Option A. Representative names and roles. Option B. Date, time, and promised timelines. Option C. Ticket or case identifiers. Option D. Screenshots or transcripts. Option E. All of the above. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss the correct answer in the following section. The correct answer is option E. All of the above. Comprehensive documentation strengthens your position during escalation and increases accountability. With your understanding checked, let's wrap up the core takeaways so you can act decisively next time. Here are the key takeaways. First, a week-long hold without updates is unacceptable, so act immediately. Second, email tickets are too slow for urgent situations. Start with phone or live chat. Third, escalate to a supervisor and then to compliance if the issue is not resolved. Fourth, insist on time-bound commitments and record them. Fifth, document every interaction thoroughly, including names, times, promises, identifiers, and evidence. The overarching principle is simple. Your money requires your action. Now let's summarize the entire message and set you up for success. In summary, account holds are often routine, but their impact is highly time-sensitive. Synchronous contact through phone or live chat consistently outperforms asynchronous email tickets for urgent issues. Use a defined escalation ladder with clear response targets and keep meticulous documentation to maintain leverage. Always push for same-day reviews and specific release times. With these steps, you can convert uncertainty into a decisive, structured response. To close, here's a quick thank you and a request to help this message reach more people who may need it. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with someone who trades, and subscribe for more practical, high-impact guides. I'd love to hear your experiences resolving account holds, so share your thoughts and tips in the comments. See you in the next one.